What's up, everyone? It's your man Busy Brown, and I am here doing something I haven't done in quite a bit, right? We are doing a movie review, and the review I am doing a movie for is The Joker, or just Joker, which you guys know I'm a huge DC Marvel fan, so this is something that I'm actually excited to bring to you. But in my case, I sometimes have trouble explaining things, but you know, you guys are still here and hopefully you guys enjoy. I will try my best to edit this to my best and hopefully get out of hopefully I get those stutters and everything out of there, you know what I'm saying? But I'm excited to bring this to you. I'm just doing this off the top of my head because I'm just super excited to just hurry up and get into it, you know what I'm saying? Because I just got home, just saw the movie, and honestly, like, I'm just really excited to bring this all to you. So again, why so serious? You guys should be excited. Let's get into this. Alright, so first off, this movie was praised by a lot of different, you know, critics and all that different stuff. So I mean, at first going into it, of course you don't want to go into a movie thinking too much of it, because I mean, if it doesn't reach your standards, obviously it's disappointing. So me going into it, I had high expectations. Hearing that it was a masterpiece, IGN gave it a 10 out of 10, gave it, you know, just a lot of good things. But then I also saw Rotten Tomatoes, and I'm pretty sure it gave it somewhere in the 60s. So I mean, obviously that's not the best. So I mean, that kind of actually made me happy seeing that, because I was actually expecting, I don't know what I was really expecting. This movie was honestly like, of course, going into this movie, I knew that there was some backlash from different people, either if it was from events that happened a while ago, or if it was because of the movie itself. People were apparently giving it backlash, and due to the fact that they thought it was kind of throwing straight shade at mental illness and all that. But I mean, this whole, like, movies are movies, and they kind of try to show the character and who the character is, and in this case, this character is a mentally ill person, and that is one of, I guess, Arthur Fleck, and he ends up becoming the Joker, of course. And throughout the movie, we actually get to see the struggles and all these different things, and it's a lot different than anything we've ever seen, especially from a DC movie. And that was one thing that I actually did find very, very interesting. One thing I really did enjoy is the whole half of the movie was, at first, it kind of was slow for me, and me going into it, like obviously I just expected a lot. The first couple of minutes, kind of exciting, and usually, for me, things that get me excited are the action sequences or just different things. But the thing that kept me going in the first half of the movie was just straight emotional. Like if you guys love characters that show emotion, this is a movie for you. But I mean, it also might have a lot of triggers for certain people. Because I mean, of course, that's something that you gotta point out. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fantastic. I mean, at certain parts, of course, the first half I was like, okay, this is not terrible. Like, I honestly thought it was good, but I mean, I expected more. So I was like, oh man, this is like this half of the movie. Like, I mean, he got the girl. Like, this, he got a cute girl. Like, there has to be something. I feel like half of this has to be a hallucination, but there's no way they're gonna do that. And then he ends up thinking about it, and that girl ends up not even being with him like half the movie. Like, half the movie he was just imagining it, and I was like, that was actually something that occurred in my head, but I wasn't gonna jump into it. And I like, believe me or not, it is something that I actually thought of, because of course I've seen a lot of movies, so I mean, that's something that seems to happen in certain occasions. And so, like, right when you find out that he was just imagining that, like a whole different like side of craziness just kind of reflects off of him. Because I mean, every little detail, every little thing ended up making him seem more and more, you know what I'm saying? Like he went into this movie and we knew he had some type of issues. He was with this shrink, and they were talking about how he had like right away they started off him like doing his laugh, and his laugh was so different from anything else we've seen. It wasn't even like I don't even know how to explain it. It was like straight an insanity laugh, like something that you would hear if you went to like an asylum or something. I don't know. No, I'm not trying to be offensive to anyone, but it was like, it felt real, and it was so authentic. The performance Joaquin Phoenix sent out there was just fantastic. I feel like it was just, I don't know, I don't even know how to put words in it, but he just killed the role. Even if the writing was terrible, like, I'm not saying the writing was terrible, but I feel like if there was another version of the Joker and they cast it in the same, he would have just ended up making the role fantastic. Just the way he presented himself, the little like dances he would do. I don't even know how to do it. Like, he would just do some weird shit, you know what I'm saying? But it was just super cool to see like him perform, and he was just, it was phenomenal, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't think I've seen a performance that great. I'm not saying that he was the best Joker, and that's maybe for another video. That's another video idea right here. I'm thinking of another video idea. But I'm just saying that he did a hell of a job, and I don't want to go over here comparing Jokers due to the fact that these versions that we've seen, especially this one, is totally different than what we're used to. Like, this was, of course, an origin story 1. 2, it was him kind of becoming becoming the Joker. It was him kind of becoming crazy, you know what I mean? Like the laughter. There was parts in the movie where the laughter ended up just making you laugh. You just laugh, and so it just ended up becoming the point where it would be a little, I don't want to say cringe, but it just got uncomfortable for viewers, where the viewers would end up laughing because they didn't know how to react in that situation, because like he just, I don't know. And of course Arthur Fleck has like a disorder which causes him to kind of react like that, which causes him to have those kind of sudden bursts of laughter, of course, usually when it seems like when he's nervous in situations. So that was something that I thought was honestly, I don't know, it was just different, and it was, I really enjoyed this, man. I'm like at a loss of words. There was points where I was like, nah, I don't know, because some of it really felt really artsy. It felt like I don't know, it just felt more of like there was just a certain tone to it. Like, I really can't even put my tongue on it. But the point is a lot of people were comparing it to other Batman movies. I know people were comparing it, not other, but comparing it to Batman movies. I know someone said that, I heard someone say that it was better than The Dark Knight, which could be very, very debatable. I don't know. I honestly prefer, I love the trilogy, so I'm not even gonna straight up go into that right now. But I mean, I just thought his performance was great, because at first he starts off shy and starts off as just like someone that's dealing with this crap. Then at the end, like towards the, after he shoots those 3 gunmen, it's like, dude, like okay, he knew what he did, but he didn't know how to react. But he didn't really show too much remorse. Usually you would think that, especially someone in his position, would just be all shaky about it, like, oh no, what the hell did I do? But no, this dude just kind of tries to shrug it off a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And then it ends up coming to the point where he ends up becoming more comfortable. But then his next victim ends up actually being someone that he worked with, who ended up not being like he wasn't like, oh yeah, I'm doing this no matter what. He was actually, he did it, but he had like that insane look to it, you know what I'm saying? And this is what I mean by that. At the end, when he ends up actually getting rid of Murray, the talk show host, he does it kind of without remorse, without kind of seeming like all shook at the end. Like, after he killed his coworker, he was on the ground, and he was like kind of like laughing, like trying to figure out what's going on. But I mean, the point is that when he killed Murray, he had full intention going in there. He like planned on it, and so he knew that there was going to be like consequence or whatever. So like the way he acted at the end of it was just like totally different than when he committed the other murders. So that going in there was just like straight, like, I don't even know how to like put words in it. It was just kind of like, oh, you want to hear another joke? And then he just went on, and then bang. And I honestly I didn't know how, like, I didn't expect them to show that straight, like his brains being blown out. But I mean, of course it's rated R, so I mean it did, and it was just, I don't know, a very strong moment due to it was supposed to be an on-air thing, and it was just crazy how they ended up presenting him. This is something that he wanted to do, but of course Murray ended up actually just straight up throwing shade at him in one of his earlier shows, which ended up making Arthur feel like I don't know, he just didn't feel good because everyone was laughing at him. He was going on the show basically to be made fun of. If you guys don't understand what that may feel like, I'm not gonna like obviously sit here and be like, oh, you know what it's like to be bullied. But what I'm saying is, like, imagine, like, say me for an example. This is something I love to do, YouTube. But imagine somebody taking one of my videos and like say like I'm only gonna say PewDiePie because I don't really know much about him, but he's like has the biggest sub count. But him taking my content and putting it on his video, me over here thinking that it's gonna be something like great, like, oh my god, yo, this dude put me in his channel, but he just straight roast. Yeah, of course, yeah, that's free like endorsements. I mean, if you guys are trying to roast me and give me some, props out here, just make sure you put the link in the description. Other than that, this dude that just got like roasted, no permission asked or anything. They took his dream, his craft, threw it on national television, and deadass just squash that shit without remorse. And of course that's something that's gonna put you over. Like here I am, the whole movie I was just kind of thinking of the Killing Joke, of how like one bad day can ruin your whole, like can just make you go insane. And of course in the Killing Joke, he was his wife and all that whole situation was weird. His wife was pregnant, and she ended up dying, and then kind of like he ended up getting pushed overboard, ended up going to rob, I don't know, go watch the movie. But it was just, of course the whole scenario wasn't exactly the same, but these events kind of coursed over his whole life instead of one day, so just a lot more meaningful than you would think of that cartoon, that the animated movie that we've seen. But yeah, like I said, one thing that was just so strong was him having the emotions for that girl. I don't know her name. She played Domino in Deadpool 2, but she had he had strong emotion for her, and just like throughout the movie you think they're actually like having some type of bond, and it's like this dude can get a girl like that, and I'm over here like I'm kicking rocks, bro. But so I'm like this dude really had it, but I feel like this doesn't seem right. And like I said, I thought it was like a hallucination, but I wasn't just gonna straight up say that. Then it turned out, so then it just showed everything, and it just kind of made the first half of the movie like so much better. Like it was already like I said, the second half was my go-to, it's my favorite, but the first half was alright. But once it showed the things, like it shined some light on what really was going on, that ended up making me go nuts. It was like, oh my god, like that's something that I don't want to say predictable, but it was awesome, you know what I'm saying? But this whole movie, it was just a kind of a psychological thriller, and it was just something that I really enjoyed. If you guys are into like psych and all that, then this movie might be for you. Again, there may be some things that may get you on the edge. This dude got his ass kicked by some 13-year-olds, but they were in a gang, so you're good, I understand. And what killed me is when he brought a gun to the hospital. That killed me. I know he had no intention of harming the children, but when that shit dropped, I was like, oh my god, no. I threw my sweatshirt over my head. I was like, oh god, what's gonna happen next? And of course, he ended up getting fired, and the person that gave him the gun tried to say that he was trying to buy the gun off of him, when that wasn't the case, when he deadass gave it to him to protect himself, because he kind of felt bad for Arthur. But that's the reason why Arthur ended up killing that guy, the co-worker, as I spoke of earlier. And it was just, I don't know, this whole movie, there was just different things. They had some midget jokes in there, which, I mean, might not be your cup of tea, of course, but this movie, if you guys are offended easily, again, this is not for you. I feel like this is just mainly, I'm not gonna say mainly, but it was really for a lot of like DC fans in general. I think I didn't expect to see this much of it. I honestly didn't expect for it to have any connection to anything Wayne associated, like Thomas Wayne or Bruce Wayne. But then we got a Thomas Wayne name drop, and honestly, that's as far as I thought it was gonna go. When she's like, oh yeah, I'm sending this to Thomas Wayne, he's a good man, and that was it. And then it showed him on TV, and I was like, oh shit, like that's even better. Thought that was it. But then we got to the point where they just kept talking about him, saying that he was actually gonna run for mayor, make this place a better city. And then we actually saw Bruce. If you guys don't know, Arthur's mom, Penny, ended up leaving a note saying that Thomas Wayne was Arthur's dad. So trying to say that Batman and Joker are brothers, but it turns out Penny was actually mentally, she had problems of her own. So that was something that ended up being kind of addressed. And then we find out that she was actually just a nutcase, saying that she had a kid with Thomas Wayne and they kept it under the wraps. But the case was that Arthur was actually adopted. So the Joker was actually adopted, and the person he thought his mom was for the past 30, 40 years, however old he is, was never his mom. It was just somebody that adopted him and that just kind of fucked up his childhood growing up, because she ended up having boyfriends that would beat on him. She would just sit there and do nothing, and she just screwed him up, thinking that Thomas Wayne was a father and thinking that they were keeping it under the wraps. And that was what she said. She was like, oh yeah, that's what you think. He's not adopted, but we only had that there because, you know, me and Thomas are trying to, you know, do some cool shit out here. We're trying to play some games on you, and because, you know, it just wouldn't look good on the press. But the case is that she was just going nuts, and he ended up living with her, taking care of her for the rest of her life, of course, until he actually ended up murdering her, which actually pushed them even more. Like I'm saying, this dude is nuts, and this ended up pushing him over and over. So like every little scene just kind of pushed him more and more and more. How people reacted to him, how people exploited him, how things, I don't know, how anything that happened just caused something little. Like this dude that has ended up in that girl's apartment, the girl that he thought he was with, and that's when you find out like oh no, like they weren't together, because she's like, why are you in my apartment? You're in the wrong apartment. Then she says, you're the person that lives next door. So right when she says that, you know for a fact they had no association throughout the part of the movie, and except for the part where he was in the elevator with her, and he did that, you know, that motion. But I mean, that whole scene was just very, very strong, you know, and it was just the acting in this movie was just phenomenal, I feel, and I really did enjoy it. And again, Arthur, and I'm just like so all over the place with this, I apologize, but Arthur did actually approach Wayne Manor to go tell Thomas he needs help with whatever, and thinking that that's his dad, and he sees Bruce. So of course Bruce Wayne ends up being in this, and he's playing around Bruce Wayne, and then he sees Arthur, and so Arthur of course tries to do his kid-friendly thing, kind of makes faces, has his little clown nose, does little tricks, and Bruce gets closer and closer to the fence, to the point where Arthur put his fingers in the mouth like that, because you know that's not freaky enough. But that's when that's when Alfred, I'm pretty sure it was Alfred comes out. I'm not used to seeing Alfred with dark hair, but that's when Alfred comes out the cut and, you know, says something like, what the hell are you doing? Who are you? That's when he says, oh yeah, my mom's Penny Fleck. And Alfred knew right away, like, oh no, you don't belong here. That girl was delusional. He's like, don't call my mom delusional. Puts his hands through the fence, grabs him, pulls him towards him, and like just goes nuts. And then he runs into Thomas Wayne in like the next scene, and approaches him, and he's like, you're the nut that went to my house. And then I punched him in the face when he was like, oh, you're my dad. Oh, why aren't you gonna be here, dad? Why aren't you helping me, dad? Just kept repetitively saying dad, and it was like dude, I'm not your dad. And that was just that was something else, I guess. But I mean, of course, what kind of made this just great was we actually got to see the way the Waynes died. So we've had different, I don't want to say depictions, but it was just different ways. And of course, usually the killer is just not related to, I'm pretty sure, any of the bad guys, just I'm pretty sure a street thug, right? So here, when the Joker killed those 3 people on the train, it ended up starting a movement, because those people worked for Thomas Wayne. So it ended up starting a movement. Then a lot of people wearing clown masks, because they were like, oh yeah, man, a man dressed as a clown killed these people. He's a vigilante. Is he a hero? So they just started a movement protesting, doing all this stuff, and that's what the whole thing was about. And then at the end, when he finally kills the talk show host, he's getting transported back, and an ambulance crashes into the police car. He gets out, and it turns out that he's actually like worshipped by all these people, which we saw beforehand. They end up carrying him out of the police car, putting him on the hood, because he was all like beaten up, because he got like all messed up because he got hit by the ambulance, and he ends up waking up. But before he wakes up, you see everyone dealing with stuff, and everyone they don't like Thomas Wayne. Make sure you know that. So you see a guy with the clown mask go into an alley with Thomas Wayne, Martha Wayne, and little Bruce in the back, and says to him like, oh yeah, this is for some, I don't know, he said something like, this is for you, Thomas Wayne, or like, this is what you deserve, Thomas Wayne. And of course it was directed, it wasn't just a normal street mugging, it was directly meant for him. And he pulled the trigger, of course, killed Thomas, and then killed Martha, and then did the iconic pulling of the pearls, and then you see Bruce covered in blood, like just like looking at him, like kind of like in shock. And that like, I didn't expect them to show, like, honestly, that scene at all. And then at the end of the movie, it's like he's back in an asylum, my guy Arthur Fleck, and he's just sitting there cooling it, and with the new therapist. And he's laughing, and they of course my thought is like, oh, it's that neurological thing of him just going nuts again. But then it turns out like, why are you laughing? He's like, oh, I'm laughing at a joke. Whoa, what's the joke? Oh, you wouldn't get it. And he's thinking of Martha and Thomas Wayne dead in an alley. That was the joke. So yo, I enjoyed this movie. Again, this review was all over the place. So I want to apologize up front. Of course, you guys probably didn't stick around to this point of the video. If you did, I love you. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. I mean, when I start getting more viewers on my reviews, more subscribers, I'm gonna start making my stuff more organized, especially things like this. But until then, I appreciate you guys watching. I apologize. Right now it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I literally just got home. Today I had school, I had a test, I was all tired. So I'm probably going to end up recording my Flash video. So it's 1 o'clock, so probably later today, and I will post it before Thursday. I want to apologize. I'm going to try to get my Supergirl video up too. I'm definitely going to get the premieres. I just want to apologize for being late. Other reactors did react to it, so if you want, just make sure you just search it up in the search bar, of course, and you'll probably find it. But and you guys know how to do it. I don't know why I'm explaining it. I just want to apologize for me not getting that out right now. I dropped a bunch of videos the other day, and like I said, I drop like more than 10 videos a week. So usually 10 videos a week. I try to drop a video every day, but I've been slacking. I'm going to end up actually uploading this later today. So when you see this, I'm probably going to be filming my Flash video after this is uploading. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, I'll be getting at that. I appreciate you guys watching. Sorry for me being all over the place. It's not well edited. I know that for a fact, but I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. This is your man, Busy Brown. I appreciate you guys watching. If you're new to this channel, it would mean a lot if you can hit that subscribe button. My videos are usually much more edited and a lot shorter than this. This is a review that I don't usually do reviews. Only when big name movies drop. Like I think my last one was Avengers Endgame, I'm pretty sure. So that proves that I guess I don't do it too much. But guys, this is your man, Busy Brown. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time.